Welcome, my Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, my Mer family, my fish family. Welcome, welcome, welcome to your 7-card draw. Cast and clear. What do I need, read, for this full moon in Scorpio, waning to new moon in Taurus, April into May 2021, and I'm telling ya, full moon is but a few hours away from when I am doing this reading for you all. I had a technical glitch over the weekend. I fixed it myself. My guides told me what to do in 2 words. I did it and it worked. There you go. I guess when you work for them, they work with you, right? You know, so it was very, very cool to kind of crank out Libra through now Pisces, finishing this very, very cool series. I really enjoyed it this time around. My guides always keep the lunar reads very, very interesting for me, switching it up every time, and I really enjoyed this one. So, you know, Pisces, before we get down to the business and then get down to business, I want to tell you that I do watch other readers on YouTube. It's hard to read yourself some days, right? And I'm good. I've been doing this since I'm 12 years old. I'll be 52. My company, Drawing the Circle Productions, will be 23 years old May 1st, yes, on Beltane, right? So I've been doing this for a while. I started the company so that I could do readings, but the readers that I watch, the readings that I watch are all Pisces, because I've dated a Virgo, believe it or not, with a Leo rising and Venus in Libra, and I'm a Virgo with Leo rising and Venus in Libra, so that's been the only sign that I could turn to. So I always love saving the best for last for my Pisceans. I know. You guys always come last if people are doing them, you know, zodiacally, but I really love you guys, and I love my fishy family. My first husband was a Pisces, so there you have it. That tells you something. Now let's get down to the business. So that we get down to business, my book, Words of Grace, is on Kindle. It's doing well. Go check it out, preview it, link in the description box. You can buy it $9.99 USD, right? United States dollars. It helps to keep the company actually bring in new people. That's another story. Well, like for instance, Dylan Martinson, my Kindle editor, you know, he's getting paid for every little bit that comes into. So we're bringing new people into not just the channel, the YouTube channel, Nancy Antonucci and Mal Flanders with her dollhouse stuff, which is just killing me. We had a collab meeting this morning, and it was just she's going to run with it, and I can't wait to see what she's going to do. But we are also getting a third collaborator ready to come on board with a really cute idea. I think you're all going to like it. So, you know, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. But, you know, any of our monetized content just helps people. I said to somebody last week, I grew up without a stage, so I had to build my own. Now I'm sharing that stage with other people, 23 years in. Cool, you with me? Yeah, so on Facebook, we're going to have Mal doing mediumship stuff, and I'll see if I can get Nancy to do some tarot parties for the Drawing the Circle Facebook page. There's a lot coming down the pike, a bunch more books I want to write before I croak. I want to travel. I want to do a driving tour of the United States and stop by my friends' houses, stay with them, and teach and do readings, you know, when things are better. So thank you for watching, and now let's talk about you, my darlings. We are doing a 7-card draw, 1 card from 7 different decks, 2 tarot decks, 2 healing systems, 3 oracles, to get you the clues, tips, and hints you need to cast for this full moon when the moon rides at her peak, any heart's desire. See, can I realize I'm putting this out late, but guess what? You got a 3-day orb before and after the actual moment of full moon to do your magic, so you really have 6 days. Says most people. I agree with that. And really, I'll give you a little tip, right? Just between you, me, and YouTube, right? Just put in there somewhere in your spell, your intention, may all astrological correspondences be correct for this spell, working, prayer, intention, whatever. Because it's a loophole. But you don't use it all the time. That's the thing. If you use it for every spell, it loses potency. So you gotta, like, save it for shit like this, alright? So here we go. What else do I want to say? Yeah, standard YouTube rules apply. Them fictitious YouTube divinatory rules apply. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. I understand to a certain extent when people get pissed off with readings when you're looking for a situation different than the one that you left. It's like, I'm not going to take it back. Like, I understand that. But these readings are not always romantic sexual. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because I can tell you, I get more out of watching my Pisces moon than I do from my Virgo sun, and sometimes that's because I've dated a lot of Virgos, and when they say a Virgo's coming back, I'm like, oh fuck, which one? One of them's dead. That's gonna be tricky, but whatever. I'm 52. You get it, right? So let's do this. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to give you the very, very best and the very, very blessed that I can from my pantheons of the divine. And first 3 will be what you need to cast for. Second 3, what you need to clear to help that cast. And the last card will be to clarify it all. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. All that fucking talk just to get to this breath. And here we go. Ancestors, I call to the ancestors of magic, of miracles, and of mysticism to please be with me here now for the Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, myself included, watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the spell card, the magical spell card from Lucy Cavendish of Blue Angel Publishing? What? I love that. Please, what is the magical spell card, the spell fragment that we can cast for when the moon rides at its peak, then our heart's desire seek, to give some shape, some word to our own, sometimes hard to put into words, heart's desires. This full moon in Scorpio, waning to new in Taurus. Organization. Fuck. Sure, this isn't Virgo's, right? Organization, purpose, planning, efficiency. Now come to me so easily, and I will say that when I'm in the flow, it's not all a mental process organization. Like, I really enjoyed tidying up with Marie Kondo. I got the book, and somebody gave me the book, right, on Netflix, and I did. I Marie Kondoed my house once, and then a half time before, because I live alone. It's a long story is what it is, right? So I have this little spell that I did. I totally ripped it off from Charmed, and I've handed it over to so many different people. A place for everything, and everything in its place, put all where it belongs, in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as I will it, so let it be done. Right, and you just chant it as you go along. And what I do as a Pisces moon with a Virgo sun is I just kind of like flow around the house, and it's almost like a pinball, like kind of like ping pong around the house, and this goes here and that goes there. And, you know, it's detailed, it's little pieces, but it all sort of flows, right? So great spell, purpose, planning, efficiency. Now come to me so easily. Now I'll be honest with you, for a full moon in Scorpio, that doesn't necessarily turn me on, but let's see. Never can tell with my pantheons what it is they're trying to say to us. So let's do the crystal oracle. Tony Carmine Salerno, this is the voice of Archangel Ariel for me. Please take a nice deep breath, both feet on the floor, Mark. Because, you know, it's like organization, planning, and efficiency for a Pisces. It's like, that is our opposite sign. Thank you very much. Whoa, I forgot to turn my phone down. Please, Archangel Ariel, one card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, last read of the day, too. What's the crystal oracle? The message, the stone, all of that, some of that they need to do this organization spell with for this full moon in Scorpio, waning to new in Taurus, April into May 2021. Ooh, calcite, I got that. I have a lot of crystals. I worked in the metaphysical, spiritual, retail industry for quite a long time in the 80s and the 90s. Left it behind me, kind of, sort of, in the 2000s. Do I have calcite up there? No, not exactly up there, but I have some orange. Oh yeah, that's up in the bedroom. Let me read calcite for us. Very easy to find, comes in different colors. I don't think anybody's gonna like imitate calcite either, so pretty much you'll probably get what you pay for. Usually don't see it in jewelry though, I'll say that. Keywords: energy, vitality, enhanced memory, always helpful, study, communication, and expansion. All right, your energy levels are on the increase, and you will soon feel a newfound sense of enthusiasm for life. I'm up for that. That's high on the emotional scale. An exciting new venture is in store. Well, that's certainly true for me. You will find yourself communicating your ideas and feelings to others with clarity and certainty. Now, hold on one second right there. For us to be able to communicate our ideas and feelings to others with clarity and certainty, isn't that the Pisces challenge? Putting it into words and saying it clearly and communicate, which for most people, they can't even conceive what it is that you might be picking up on. That's tricky shit. Trust me, I've been doing this for a long time. People will pay attention and will want to hear, will want to be a part of your venture. All these collabs I'm doing. Calcite is also about the expanded awareness which stems from knowledge, study, and learning, right? So the more you learn, the more you expand what you're aware of. This magical crystal will assist you in your studies and enhance your memory. Can I please strap it to the front of my head? It will also help you put your knowledge to good use in ways that expand the possibilities of your life. So I get that expansion. Now, I have to say that actually goes well with organization, because if you can see things from an expanded place, like I said, I mean, you don't have to get the broom to be hauling water around the house. Mickey. You're so fun, you blow my mind. No magical brooms necessary, but you can maybe see this from a larger place of aligning, playing my role to get my physical order in alignment with perhaps a divine order, right? So that these ideas and these feelings that are coming through you can be creatively and clearly expressed. Takes a little bit of organization to do that. I feel like I read for a lot of artists. If you're an artist, please comment below what kind of artist you are, because now I'm looking at even my clients that are coming to me, and the majority of them, artists in way, but not always performing or visual. All right, so you got the spell of organization and calcite. So even if you just say the spell whenever, tonight, tomorrow, whatever, get yourself a piece of calcite, just keep it going, because the mantra is here, because it's a healing mantra, to help support that and keep that going. So you don't have to keep repeating the spell over and over. You can use calcite as a touchdown. Please take a nice deep breath. Because we're dealing with the Ascended Masters. General Assembly here. Please, please, please. There you are, my Ascended Masters. General Assembly for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video. Receiving this reading. Oh, hello. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for us fishies, my mer people, my mer family, the mer women as well as the mermen, Ethel and otherwise. With this spell for organization and this calcite card, what's our healing mantra this full moon in Scorpio waning to new in Taurus that we need to work with? Untangling neglect. I love this one. I take time to give myself all the approval I desire. I sometimes forget the last word, desire, and other words pop in there that is just as useful, but I like this one a lot. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Man, I'm getting so many stories off of that. Did you only get approval for when your room was neat? Because it was a no-go for me. It's odd. I'm a Virgo, but that Pisces moon, I intuitively find stuff that I need. And I live alone, and I'm in production all the time, so I have to say, I have to take days off to get the house together, 3 or 4, right? So if companies come in, you know what I'm saying? So, I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. And you know how I do that for myself? I was particularly after I do a reading, I'll hit the record button is off, I'll shut off the camera, and I'll just be like, well, I don't care what anybody else does. That was fucking wonderful. You kicked ass. We really had a good time. And it's that self-speak. Very, very, very helpful. All the approval I desire. Let me read you from the bookie book. This is the second and only bookie book. Isn't that right, Sabby? My cats had dinner, so they're wandering around, digesting. Where are you? Unhooking, unraveling, untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. When neglect is untangled, you are no longer turning to outside sources for constant reassurance and validation. Instead, you are going within the depths of your own heart to notice the parts of yourself that require the presence of your attention. Stick a pin in that. Like just attention. Eckhart Tolle, he's been coming up a lot these past couple of days. I've read a lot, done a lot. That your attention alone is unconditional love from the place of the silent witness. Just saying. Where did we stick that pin? Your attention. In nurturing yourself in this way, you step forward as the first responder to each wound, concern, and desire. I mean, within yourself, this is great. From this space, there becomes less of a likelihood of attracting relationships where further neglect occurs. Simply because you have accepted your role as the one who nurtures the innocence within you. It's no one else's job. It's very inner child stuff, too, I will say. To guard, protect, and love that child of your heart. Because all hearts are one heart. Bob Marley nailed that one, so to speak. So as you heal the child and the innocence of your heart, it heals it in everybody holographically, little by little, right? This mantra is ideal for building self-confidence, surviving codependency, hello, Frisco, and healing neediness, untangling neglect. It's a very interesting thing. You could even take this as a way of saying, in terms of your own emotional healing, to ask for the divine order of it. I mean, this really is sort of a divine order spell, if you wanted to go there. Purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me so easily. But the divine will of all with harm to them. You could do that. Change words. I'm a Virgo. I edit spells like crazy, but I use my Pisces moon to edit it until it feels right for me. So with that calcite in this mantra, I don't know, feels interesting. Let's keep going. That's the cast. Let's look at the clear. This is the waning moon, part of it. No more bookie book. Carolyn Mace, the 8th chakra aspect of what you need to be aware of. Daughters of the moon coming next. Heart, third eye, crown chakras, the inner world. Then the physical outside world, the root, sacrum, solar plexus. We'll be doing the mythic tarot, and then we're ending with whispers of love to clarify it all. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's do some clearing here. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ancestors, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Really feeling this is just about a Pisces individual, like I'm not really feeling a relationship here, but we shall see. That could totally turn around. Really about the self-love with that untangling neglect and that calcite, right? That energy, that vitality, like this is not passive. Hence the organization, and to be able to communicate what one sees and feels and hears so clearly because they've untangled neglect. What's the archetype here? Them, somebody else, a situation, all of that, some of that playing out here that they can alchemize, clearing lead to gold. This full moon in Scorpio to new moon next in Taurus. Yay! The teacher archetype, wisdom family, I have it. You think? Honey, you could put me down in Taco Bell within a month, I'd be an instructor. Just how I am. People like me that way. I'm a fun teacher. Shadow attribute, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. It's essentially, we don't need no education. And why? That teacher was a fucking nightmare. I've had nightmare. I had a lot of shadow teachers in my life. So this may not be you. This might be someone that you are dealing with. You got to take it as it resonates. The shadow, the lead attribute, if you will, has 3 more atoms than gold. So you're transforming this into this over the waning moon, right? Burning off, transforming, releasing, forgiving those 3 atoms to turn the lead into gold. The light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom, and that's here. And to do it in an organized way that is clear and clean. But the piece of it that is so fascinating is you giving yourself the approval. And silently, you don't have to tattoo it backwards across your forehead. I approve of myself. There is a really good exercise in You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. I remember going back to the 90s, the early 90s with that one. And it's just saying, I approve of myself silently or verbally. I think silently is just easier. Oh, I forgot to turn the heat down. Oh, well, sorry. It'll show up as white noise on the camera. I'm sorry. And I actually did it. I approve of myself, and I did it to the tune of When the Saints Come Marching In. Just try it. You'll see what I mean? Right? But that was then. This is really like being the first responder to whatever it is that you're feeling first, to give yourself, it's like, you know what, it's okay. I think it's great that you're even trying to take this feeling and put it into words. Like, that self-speak is so key. To say to yourself the words that you've always wanted to hear is true empowerment, and that's from Matt Kahn. His work has really changed me a lot. His really, blessed be Matt Kahn. I don't care. You can hate my gods, you can't though. He's too much of an ascended master, angel in body. Ha 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 ha. He's definitely not from New York. He's West Coast. Duh. Okay, let's keep going. The teacher archetype. Love it, love it, love it. So if that's the 8th chakra, right, in a way from the satellite, showing you the satellite picture of it all, you, somebody else, a situation, all of that, some of that, well, let's look at heart, third eye crown. What is your personal? This is like the transpersonal. What is your personal experience of this world behind your eyes? Heart, third eye crown. You are water. Heart in particular. Breathe. Oh, no shit. My goddesses of water. My goddess is 3 of water in the sign of Pisces. Please, 1 card in clarity for us Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading, and giving this reading, please, with organization, calcite, and untangling neglect in our cast, that we are to clear something with the teacher archetype, shadow to light, lead to gold during a waning moon tide, which is what it's all about. What is it we need to be aware of inside of ourselves, the inside of ourselves? Heart, third eye crown, this full moon in Scorpio, waning to new in Taurus. Ahaha. 9 of flames, 9 of wands, the wanderer. You know, I like the 9s, even the ones that seem a little tricky. Yes, this can certainly be the wounded warrior, as we see in the Rider-Waite deck. Even in the Mythic Tarot, I like it. It's not such a horrible card. It's the Argo, the ship Argo of Jason and the Argonauts, almost back into port with the Golden Fleece, but they're stuck on the reef. So it's a holding back your power. In this deck, it's the Wanderer. It's saying you are so close to something inside of yourself. That 10 of Flames. For me, the 10 of Flames and the 10 of Wands is not about burden necessarily, but it's the completion of a desire. Something comes and it can be a burden until you get there. And yes, then you can lay down your burden because the thing that you wanted is done. In this deck, it's the Hora. If you've ever been to a Jewish wedding, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, mitzvah, pardon me, my tongue is tied. This is the last reading. I did 5 of these, my 5th one today. So that wanderer, right, that intuitive insight, like what you want, you're on this internal journey and you're close, right, like right over the horizon is that sun. Now we don't know if that's a rising sun or a setting sun here, but either way, you're so close. Not all who wander are lost. And being able to really acknowledge that within yourself and say, you know what, it's okay, I approve you. We don't have all the information just yet. We're in the process of getting organized, but we can communicate a little bit clearer and a little bit clearer and a little bit clearer as we go there. And for some reason that's gonna, and I get it emotionally, when you are giving yourself the approval, you may not care if people are hearing you as clearly because you have that confidence, right? You have that flow about you. And with that teacher archetype, it could be the situation itself is teaching you to do that. You're very, very close. What does this look like on the outside? I mean, I know the 9 of Wands for me, myself. I make wands and staves. I mean, I could sell them and all of that, but they're all from the property I lived on for a very, very long time. Family property. Mother maple and silver birch and, you know, all them there trees I had crystals in for like since I was a little kid. So you know, that defensive stance of holding your ground inside of yourself, maybe not letting on what it is that you know. I could feel that too. You're almost where you want to be, at least on the inside. Let's see what's going on the outside. Breathe. My gods of water, he said with a question mark, and the sign of Pisces. Please, 1 card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading, giving this reading. What do you got for us? What's going on in the root, sacrum, solar plexus here? Something about the outside physical world, the literal level of power. Either from the outside looking in, how we appear, or Perhaps something about the physical aspect here could be of any person, place, or thing. What do you got for us here with this casting for organization, calcite, untangling, neglect, the teacher, the wanderer on the inner, which can often be that following that intuitive desire and impulse too. Ooh, that was almost the right card, please. What does this look like on the outside? Clue, tip, hint, please. This full moon in Scorpio to new in Taurus. The Hermit. Somebody else got the Hermit. I don't think that that's all that terribly important, but I know somebody else recently got the Hermit in one of these readings. Fuck it, I don't care. So we know what the Hermit is. Now, could you be dealing with the Hermit? Yeah, but usually when that shows up in the outer, that's from the outside looking in, to say that you are in a place right now in your life. All the major arcana cards are stages, like stages of life. Places that you go through, that you live your life on that stage for a little bit. So it is going deeper in and higher up, right? And not in this card, interestingly enough, but the Hermit is almost always seen at a higher altitude in some way, shape, or form. This is Cronus, father of the Olympians, you know, the one who ate them. By the way, was led out of Tartarus, apparently, eventually, and he's the god of time. Cronus, a chronologist. A chronometer is a watch. It's a watch. To feel that, to really get from the outside looking in, you are holding back, or perhaps you're being, let's go, standard wounded warrior, Nine of Wands here, a little defensive, maybe just not willing so much to share or let on what's going on in your interior world, because there's some organization that needs to be done. You need to take the time and the clarity to be able to do this. I would really get a piece of calcite, and it can be really pretty. You know, I love orange calcite in particular for some reason. Just drawn for it, I use it for solar plexus stuff. Let's get our last card down, because the Hermit sort of speaks for itself here with that Nine of Flames inner outer. You're certainly not letting on your secrets. And Pisces, come on, we're the secret keepers. Anybody can keep a secret, it's a Pisces, right? We'll just tell one fish and not the other. Please take a nice deep breath. And yet there's this thing about communication here as well. Oh, one fish, two fish. One of you that does not want to communicate what's going on the inner to the outer, right? A defensive. Maybe feeling a little neglected. And another, the teacher with that calcite and organization, getting yourself together to communicate yourself in some way, shape, or form. This is hot. It's hot. Breathe. Last card down, the higher selves of all involved. Fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. Leave the card in my hand, please. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, or insight for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. All of us. What is the message from our higher selves? What's going on here? Casting for organization, working with calcite, untangling neglect. Taking time to give ourselves the approval we desire. With the teacher archetype, shooting for the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. With that Nine of Wands on the inner, that Nine of Flames, the Wanderer. It's like feeling this out, figuring this out. With the Hermit on the outside, that can be like, we'll be back. We're gone fishing. Pisces, right? I'm just working something out here. I'm not ready to just talk about this right yet, right? I need to get my thoughts and my feelings organized about this. Higher selves, put it on the table. Last card down of the last sign of a really, really lovely reading of What Do I Need reads. Thank you, my guides and pantheons. What you got for us this full moon in Scorpio? Waning to new in Taurus. Do something for somebody else. No, I gotta give your attention to somebody else. Now, someone else just got this. Who got this? Capricorn got this. That's interesting. Do something for someone else. Definitely service-oriented here. Gelfling. Peace. Look, before I do the blessing here, let's just put this in linear order, right? Organization, purpose, planning, efficiency. Now come to me so easily, right? It's almost an affirmation unless you're commanding it. Now come to me so easily, right? Which is how I cast. Right? With this calcite, now as we said, that energy, that vitality, this is not a passive thing. while you're cheering yourself the fuck on with this untangling neglect, all right? There's your cast. Now, in terms of the clear, manipulating and abusing students, I've sort of been avoiding the shadow of this, but let's look at it. Teaching negative traits and destructive skills. You might be, like, not everybody who has the teacher archetype is in front of a blackboard, right? Or teaching or lecturing. They can be demonstrating through their behavior. You see what I'm saying? It's a tricky archetype that way, but to turn around, maybe extract from this, like, the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience of whatever this is. This may come towards, this might come more towards the end of the cycle, so that by the end of it, we are able to, in that new moon, right now, keeping our yaps shut and our walls up. I get it. I get it. Keeping our desires to ourselves, what we want. We're so close. We're so close, right? We're almost over that hill into that 10 of flames. So maybe just keeping our yaps shut, going within, doing what? Untangling neglect, so that we can do something for someone else, right? And give our attention to something else and maybe communicate what's needed to be communicated here. That's a solid line. Please take, a solid storyline. Please take a nice deep breath. My beloved collective pantheons of the divine, please, may all Pisces, but particularly the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, really benefit, be blessed with all that we need. This full moon in Scorpio, waning to new in Taurus, April into May 2021, that we may step into the power, the archetypal soul power, the wisdom family power of the teacher, with our ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, and wisdom, while for now we bide our time in the internal, in the silence, seeing things from different perspectives, but really tuning into our own innate wisdom that we might not realize we have within ourselves while we wander, while we know that we're on a path, but that we're not necessarily lost, but that we are learning things that we will then more understand at the 10 of Wands down the road, over the hill, right? So that we may work with that calcite, that energy, that clarity, so we have the ability to communicate our thoughts and our feelings clearly, which is such the Piscean challenge when you're feeling things even as an empath, hard to put into words, so that we can do something for someone else in that explaining, in that putting out, so that they can heal and learn from it too, and take our experience, our wisdom, and teach it and pass it forward to help those who have come behind us, because there are those who have gone before us for sure. So we have to untangle the neglect, to give ourselves the approval, right? Taking the time to give ourselves all the approval, our lovely little fishy mer heart's desire, casting for organization, purpose, planning, efficiency, now come to us so easily, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. Woo! Mercast. Fish spell. Very, very lovely. That was a very interesting read. Granted, it's not a soulmate, twin flame, eat me alive, barn burner. But it feels like you're close. Whatever that 9 is pointing to for that 10. I think it's going to be fulfillment of a desire, but you're going to have to be able to communicate what you want and how you feel, just the way. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like it. Want more, subscribe. Want to come back and swim with me again, hit the notification bell. It'll tell you when. Go read my book. I bet you like it. Just check the preview. Just preview it for free. I think you'll get a kick out of it. Find me on Facebook. You want a reading? Book me. Find me on Twitter at Profwitch. All this shit is in the description box below, like everybody else. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I can do it. I can book it. And it'd be my pleasure to do so. I guess that's about it, don't you think? Except to wish all of my fishy family the very best and the very blessed of this full moon in Scorpio, waning to new in Taurus. It was such a good run. I really loved this series, and I love that I end it with you every single time. So wishing you all the very, very best of all of this, my darling fishies. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.